Thanks for tuning in to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF. This is your host, Mikaela Filar, where we are here to skyrocket your self-worth, heal your shit, and take your power back. Welcome to the chat. Hey guys, and welcome back to Chats with Your Self-Worth BFF, the podcast. It's your host, Mikaela Filar. We are back for another exciting episode, and today we are starting a little mini series for y'all. So I'm going to be getting into quantum physics and the universal laws because essentially this is the information that transformed and changed my life. So I'm going to be sharing about each law in like the series, and I will also be going over like how each one has changed my life, how I implement it in my everyday life, and today is the topic of quantum physics. And what quantum physics is basically your ability to understand that we are all energy, that everything is energy, right? And that everything has a frequency and a vibration, right? Energy is frequency and vibration. So, and that like we are all made up of energy and we all radiate off of our EMF field, which is our electromagnetic field, the frequency or the vibration, the vibe that we are currently at, that we are currently operating at. So that's what quantum physics is that general idea, and that everything is energy. And the higher, and I want you to know that like the higher your frequency, the higher your vibration. The energy that you put out into the world is the energy that you will receive. And you've heard me talk about this in terms of how you treat yourself is how others are going to treat you. So this is like the same concept, right? How you treat yourself is going to be, the world is a giant mirror. So it's going to reflect back to you in people, places, situations that you find yourself in, relationships that you find yourself in, friendships that you find yourself in. It is going to reflect back to you the way that you treat yourself. And there's also this idea that like karma, right? So there's soul karma, which is totally a thing. But then there's also that idea of karma that like if somebody treats you poorly, that they're going to get it back, right? That they're going to get their karma. Or that if you are treating somebody else with like a lot of like giving somebody else a lot of love and attention and affection and doing a lot of things for them, that essentially they're going to give it back to you in return. This is not the truth. I want to debunk this because it is not the truth. And I want you guys to stop thinking that that is the truth if that is what you're thinking. And this is what I mean by that. So if somebody treats you bad, however, like they do something to you that you perceive as bad, but they might not see it as bad, and they're operating at a frequency that's high vibrational, then they're not going to be an energetic match for something bad to happen to them, right? So unless they're operating at like a lower frequency, then eventually everything's going to catch up and they're going to their physical reality is going to start to reflect that back to them. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going like something bad is going to happen to them if they are not in that frequency, right? So same thing with if you are giving somebody else love and you're coddling them and you're doing all these things for them, and then you're asking yourself like I do so much for this person, like why aren't they doing it in return? It's because you are in an energy of need, and you are in the opposite of magnetism is needy energy. So if you're constantly doing all these things because you're needing them to love you, needing them to give it back to you, you're not going to be an energetic match for that to happen. In order for you to be an energetic match for somebody to treat you like the queen or king that you fucking are, is treating yourself like a queen and a king, like treating yourself the way that you know you deserve, right? So I just wanted to clear the air with that. I'm going to give you in today's podcast episode 5 quantum tools that I've personally used that have helped me transform the way that I think and what I believe and the way that I move about life. I used to be somebody who basically thought the entire world was against her. I was depressed. I was anxious. I was not in a good headspace, right? And I was in this low frequency of like resentment and hate and sadness and depression. And that radiated off of my EMF field, my electromagnetic field. And because that is what I focused on, that is what I got back. Because I wasn't doing anything to change it, I wasn't seeing the reflections, right? So the universe gives you reflections. Like I said, it's a giant mirror. So it's going to reflect back to you what you believe to be true, what you think and feel and believe to be true. So I was stuck in this energy of like, my life is so hard. I can't catch a break. I'm broke. I'm this, I'm that, like all of these negative things, right? As opposed to being in the energy of gratitude and abundance and being grateful for what I do have instead of all of the things that I don't have yet, right? When we're stuck in that energy of lack and of scarcity and of depression and sadness and we're just in this fucking hamster wheel, right? We're in this hamster wheel of like these negative self-beliefs, these negative thoughts, this negative way of thinking, then that's what we're going to attract more of because that's what we're an energetic match for. But when you shift your mindset and you shift the way that you think, things start to shift in your external reality as well. When you start to point the finger inwards at yourself and focus on, okay, what can I do to like make myself happy? What can I do to pull myself out of this funk that I'm in? What can I do to think more positively and to be more grateful and to have an abundance mindset? And I personally took, courses. I had a mentor, like a one-on-one intuitive energetic healer that I worked with one-on-one to really get to the root cause of like what was essentially blocking me, which I don't really like to use the word block because block is it's just like not a good word, right? So I like to see like blocks as like opportunities to grow, right? Opportunity to become better, to become a higher frequency version of myself. And so today I'm going to give you some tools on how to do it, how to start essentially, because it's like, okay, now you know all this stuff, but like, how do you implement it? Right. So, the number one tool is, and this might be an episode that you want to save, listen to later if you need a reminder, if you want to go back and take notes, whatever it may be. But quantum tool number one is going to be turn up your frequency. So we are all, like I said, energy. And just like if you were to listen to a radio station and let's say a song came on that you didn't like, all you have to do is do what? Change the channel. You're changing the frequency. You're tuning into a different frequency to listen to a different song on that radio. Okay. So it's the same thing in life. If you do not like your frequency, AKA if you don't like where you're at, if you don't like the way that you're thinking or believing or knowing to be true, then all you need to do is change the way that you think. And I know that's a lot easier said than done because we've been programmed since we were young to believe the way that we believe and to think the way that we think, thanks to society, thanks to our friends, our family, the people that we grew up around. And so we have to reprogram the neural pathways in our brain to think a different way. And that takes time. So I don't want you to get the idea that like you're going to listen to this podcast episode and be healed. Like, no. Rewiring takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of intuitively channeling the root cause, which is it's what makes mentorship so important and so life-changing. So, because you're actually able to get to the root cause of your problems. And if you're unable to unpack that alone, which a lot of us aren't, a lot of us seek out therapy and seek out mentorship, like I did. Personally, I, as you guys know here, did therapy for years and years and years. And I healed more with my intuitive healer in 3 months than I did in years of therapy. So that's why I always suggest mentorship. If that is something that you are interested in, I'll put the link in my show notes below and you can check out the information for mentorship for working with me. I actually have one spot open for March. If you're interested, check out the show notes. Anyways, so tuning up your frequency. That's number one. Write it down. Keep a note. If you're in a negative frequency, change the channel. And another thing, just so you know, the highest frequency is love, is authenticity. Sorry, had a brain fart there. Authenticity, love, happiness, joy, abundance. Like these are all high frequencies. Low frequencies are depression, sadness, anxiety, anger, hate, like low frequency, low vibe. Have you ever walked into a room and nothing was said, but you just walk into the room and you have like this, like you feel good. It feels like a safe place. It feels like everyone in the room is having a good time. It feels like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just feel the energy of the room. That is pure, like a pure example of what I mean by everything has energy. Everything radiates energy and a frequency. Um, have you ever walked into a room that's you're like you go in there and you're like, I don't really want to be in here. Like it's awkward. There's a lot of tension in the room. You can tell people are not having a good time, that they're angry, that there's something going on, and you're like, I'd rather not. And also another reason right there why energy cleansing and clearing is so important to do every single day. And that's also something that I teach you in mentorship, is how to cleanse and clear your energy. I do it in some master classes that I've done in the past. I'm sure I'll do it in the future. Maybe I'll make a TikTok about it eventually. I don't know. So if you're wanting to cleanse and clear your energy, like if you're wondering why that's important, it's because when we come into contact with like people on a day-to-day basis, their energy rubs off on us, right? So we want to, at the end of the day, only be connected to our energy, the purest energy that we can have from ourselves that radiates off of ourselves. We don't want anyone else's negative, bad vibes, right? You hear that saying all the time. There's a reason for that. All right. Number 2, set a powerful intention to align with love or above. So, as I mentioned previously, love, authenticity, abundance, these are all really high frequencies. Love and authenticity is the highest frequency that you could possibly operate at. So, and I understand this gets kind of, I understand that it's like, it's not possible to just be positive Patty 24/7. Like that's not a thing. We are human and we're going to have ebbs and flows. And there's going to be times where our energy is high vibrational and there's going to be times where our energy is low. And that's okay. The magic is that you have to learn how to embrace your feelings, move through them, and then let them go with love. Let them go authentically, and then move forward. And not to let that negative energy overcome you, like take over, right? You have to overcome that negative energy. You have to get out of that negative vibe. You have to pull yourself out of the hole. So that leads me to number 3. Shift your energy to what lights you up. Let's close our eyes. If you're driving, obviously don't close your eyes, but if you can, take a minute and close your eyes and take a really deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Now I want you to think, if there was anything in the world you could do, what would you do? What would you say? Who would you be? What would you create? How would you feel? What would that be? The sky is the limit. Think about it. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Now, what we just did was connect to your heart. We connected to your heart and to your heart's desires. We took our logical thinking, our logical brain out of it because we don't want that here. We just want to know exactly what our heart's desires are without the limiting beliefs, without the pressure that society has on us. I want to know what you want to do, what lights you up, what makes you happy, no matter what it is, no matter what it is. Connect to your heart's desire, not what's logical in your head, and stay focused on the highest version of your dream. Shift your energy, focus, and become. Our thoughts literally create our reality. And if you have a belief in yourself to go after whatever it is that your heart's desiring, then you can make it happen. Desire is a Latin root word. It means of the Father, meaning God, source, universe, Gus, as I like to say, great universal source, whoever you pray to, higher power, has put these desires in your mind, in your heart, in your body for a fucking reason. They wouldn't put them there if they didn't believe that you could do it, that you could achieve whatever it is that you are looking to achieve. So just start doing what lights you the fuck up, period. Stop asking everyone for advice. Stop asking if you should or shouldn't do it. Just do it. Stop asking people what they think. I stopped taking advice from people a long fucking time ago. The only people I take advice from are ones who are either where I am going already, have the same mindset as me, or live a life that I would literally change places with, right? We cannot open our ideas and our minds. If I was to give, if I was to actually like ask people if they thought my idea of creating a business, an online coaching business to as an intuitive energetic healer was a good idea, my friends and family would literally look at me and say that I was insane and they would talk me out of it. And that's why I didn't talk to anybody about it. I talked to my mentor, I talked to my other business mentor, and I listened to my fucking intuition because that's what was screaming at me, that this is the aligned path I am meant to be on. And so I just did it. I just started. I had no idea what I was doing. Was it hard? Yeah. Is it worth it? Yeah. Am I happier doing what I am now compared to what I was doing before? Abso-fucking-lutely. You guys, just start. If you have a soul pull to do something crazy, do something outside of the box, just start. It doesn't matter if you have no experience. It doesn't matter if you have no idea what you're doing. You can learn. If there is a will, there is a way. I taught myself how to do all of the things that I know how to do basically via YouTube. So there's a reason that like these things are available to us nowadays, and it's in your best interest to utilize them, right? Especially when it comes to building a business and doing whatever it is that lights you up. If that's what you want to do, if starting the business is, maybe it's just starting a new hobby, right? My boyfriend just started jujitsu. He was like wanting to try something new, and I read his energy and I was like, there's something that you've been wanting to try, but you've been holding off and you haven't done it. And he's like, oh my God, how'd you know that? And I'm like, honey, we know how I know that. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. You always freak me out when you do that. But basically, he was like, I've been thinking about doing jujitsu. And I was like, ah, yeah, it's definitely that. You should go do that. And he did it and he started and he freaking loves it. And everyone's complimenting him, telling him how great he is at it. And he just started. He's already got his first little stripe on his belt. He's so proud of it. It's amazing. So, what I'm getting at here is that if you have something crazy that you want to do or start, get out of your head and just go make it happen. Find a way to make it happen. Okay. So, all right, this leads me to number 4. Surround yourself with people that are high vibrational, high vibe, baby. So, people who are inspiring you, who are encouraging you, who are stretching you to be the best version of you. That is who we are stepping into. That is who we are surrounding ourselves with, right? In 2024. If you are leaving a hangout or a lunch or a dinner or any situation where you are around somebody else that you decided to spend time with and you get home and you just feel absolutely fucking drained, that's a sign that they are not high vibe. That is a sign that they are draining your fucking energy. They are literally taking your energy away from you because that's what we call them, energy vampires. I don't know if you've read The Energy Bus. I read it a long time ago, but it was all about energy vampires and how these people who don't encourage you and don't believe in you and don't tell you that you can, right? They just suck your energy and they're just negative and they just have everything to say about your life when like their life isn't anything that you should be taking advice from, right? So what I'm trying to say here is if you're hanging around people that are draining your energy, that are energy vampires, leave the situation, right? Zoom out. And what I mean by zoom out is think about the big picture. Who do you want to surround yourself with? Who do you want to spend your time with? People who light you up, people who inspire you, people who motivate you, people who encourage you to chase your dreams no matter how crazy they are. That is who you want to surround yourself with, period. And if you don't have anyone in your life like that, I 1000% recommend getting into a mastermind group, getting into mentorship, but get into a space that you are around people who are where you are going, not the people who are behind you. And you might lose some friends, and that's okay because you are stepping into a higher frequency version of you, a new version of you. And when you do that, people are going to look at you and be like, oh, she changed or he changed. And you're going to be like, fuck, yes, I did. I could not be that person anymore. Right? I refuse to go back there. I'm telling you, I do. I refuse to ever go back to the person that I was. This work has changed my life and I will never go back. And I am constantly surrounding myself and seeking friendships that are on the same wavelength, the same high vibes as I am. Period. All right. So, also going with that is like, how are you spending your time? Are you going out and doing things that like don't light you up, that don't make you happy, that you don't really want to do, but you're doing because like maybe your group of friends does it? Maybe it's deemed as cool. Maybe you're trying to like people please someone or you don't want to lose a friendship. So you're doing all these things to like that you don't actually want to do to like keep this friend. That's not what we do anymore. We're not people pleasers anymore. We're stepping out of that era and we're only spending time on things that light us up, that make us happy, and that we actually genuinely want to fucking do. Okay? Okay. Number 5, never give up and stand strong in what it is that you truly desire. And understand this one thing that literally changed my mindset forever. And that is everything is always working out for me. regardless of if you see it right now or not. Everything is working out for you. You don't get a job you wanted, there's something better around the corner. You get fired, thank God. What's next? Are you going to start that new business? Are you going to finally go after your dream job? Let's say you end up getting every single red light on your way to work or on your way to Pilates. Maybe that saved your life from getting in a car accident. Like everything is working out for you. You lose a friend, maybe you meet a new one. Maybe that friend isn't an energetic match for you anymore. Maybe they're not high vibe anymore. Maybe you're growing out of that friendship. That's okay. Let it go. Let it all fucking go. Everything is working out for you. Repeat it after me. Everything is working out for me. Everything. My life is incredible. I am so fucking abundant. I'm abundant in air. I'm abundant in house, room. I am abundant in love for my dog and from my dog. I'm abundant in this computer I'm looking at. Like it was like $1,500. Like I'm abundant in the clothes that I'm wearing, in the clothes that I have in my closet, in the car that I drive, right? Look at all that you have to be grateful for and choose to recognize that everything is working out for you. Everything is working out in your power, in your favor. God, source, universe, Gus, they got your back. They have a bigger fucking plan for you. It is not your responsibility to hold on to what happens next, right? That's where anxiety comes into play. We're all just riddled with anxiety of like fear of the future. That's what anxiety is. It's this crippling fear of what's going to happen next or what happens if that. Just fucking let it go, dude. Let it go. Relax and trust that Gus has your back. Higher power has a path for you, and it is not your responsibility to know the how. It is your responsibility to just keep moving and to do what feels right and to do what makes you happy. That's literally what we are here on earth for. We are here on earth living a human experience to grow and to learn and to be happy. And you have to figure out how you're going to make that a reality for yourself. Stop playing the fucking victim game and take responsibility. I love you. This is tough love right here. I was stuck in this mindset as well. I was stuck playing the victim card. And then I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm done. I trust that Gus has my back. I trust that there is a path for me and that my life is incredible. And I'm also already so lucky and so grateful for everything that I've been through, all of the trials and tribulations, all of the quote unquote failure, all of the shitty relationships, all of the shitty jobs, all of the ebbs and flows of business, all of the trauma, all of the abuse, everything. I'm grateful for it all. I got neutral about everything. And I moved forward, and I moved forward with love, with abundance, with gratitude, with authenticity. And I'm encouraging you through this podcast episode to do the same using these 5 tools. So that wraps up my first episode of this little mini series on today's topic, quantum physics. I do want to let you know that I am holding a masterclass on the 27th of February, which I believe is next week already, which is so crazy. But it's called It Girl Masterclass. And if you were in Love Manifesto, then you are going to literally be obsessed with this masterclass, because what I gave you in Love Manifesto was basically you're knowing that you are worthy and that you are all that you need. and that you have the power to love yourself. It was a reminder of to love yourself unconditionally, right? To love yourself a little harder. And what It Girl is how to fully embody that full, like, true, authentic version of you who embodies who she is, knows her worth, embraces her uniqueness or his. This is for men too, men and women. But what It Girl Masterclass is, it's the step-by-step guide that you need to step into your inner It Girl energy. I'm going to be giving you physical and energetic tools to embody this version of yourself. And if you're ready to embrace your uniqueness, cultivate an unwavering belief in yourself to create the life of your dreams, and step into the energy of your highest self as a full expression of who you are to your core, then this is for you. Inside of this class, I'm going to be teaching you what it means to be an It Girl, how to become a magnetic force for all of your desires. I'm going to be practicing a boundary exercise as a group to align you with your inner It Girl, and do a energy reprogramming meditation, ending it with some journal prompts and an intuitive Q&A. Like I said, it's going to be February 27th. It's going to be live on Zoom. If you can't make it, that's totally okay. The recording is going to be sent to everyone after the masterclass. And yeah, if you're interested in signing up, claiming a spot, getting more details, I'll put the link to my website below. It is going to be on there. That's where you're going to snag your spot. But I hope that this episode helped you. I hope that it resonated in some way. I hope that you can move forward in your life utilizing these tools that I've given you. And I just want to say, as always, I'm so appreciative of you, for this community, for my listeners. I love you. I hope you have an incredible rest of your week, and I will see you next Tuesday. Chat soon.